Have you noticed all the price drops that Toyota is giving away? Toyota dealerships around the globe are packed with everything from the ever-reliable Camry to the ultra-flexible RAV4. So now they're giving them away with huge discounts. But are they just trying to get rid of them as quickly as possible? Or is it because of a bigger intention? Well, this is no knee-jerk decision. This is a planned action, and the rabbit hole goes deeper than what all of us expected. So let's break it down. What is exactly happening? Well, with the automotive market in a state of flux and EVs grabbing the spotlight for future growth, Toyota's latest tactic with discounts and incentives are a revealing look at their game plan to stay relevant and thrive. We're talking about cash rebates and low-interest financing on fan favorites like the Camry, RAV4 and Highlander. Take, for example, Toyota's Summer Savings event. This isn't just a catchy name, it's a real chance for substantial savings. The 2024 Toyota Camry is available with discounts up to $2,500, and the RAV4 is boasting a 0% APR financing option for those who qualify. These promotions are more than just sales tactics. They're part of Toyota's strategy to stay competitive and appeal to savvy shoppers looking for great value. So, what's the takeaway? Toyota's current marketing strategy is a mix of savvy moves designed to boost sales and maintain its competitive edge. By rolling out attractive discounts and sharpening its sales tactics, Toyota is working hard to capture the attention of both loyal customers and new buyers. On top of that, Toyota is fine-tuning its inventory management. Reports show that dealerships are adjusting stock levels to better match current demand. This means offering more flexible financing options and enhancing the overall customer experience to drive sales. It's all about making sure they're in tune with what buyers want and need. And this goes hand in hand with their plans for the new era. But before we talk about that, let me tell you all about the troubles they're in. Issues. Imagine walking into a Toyota dealership, finding a sea of Camrys and RAV4s just waiting for a new home. That's the reality Toyota is facing right now. Late 2023 and early 2024 brought some unexpected news. Dealerships in the US and other key markets are dealing with an overstock of certain models. The Camry and RAV4, which used to fly off the lot, are now gathering dust. Why? Well, a mix of overproduction and low demand. So how is Toyota handling this inventory conundrum? To tackle this surplus, Toyota has turned up the volume on its discounting strategies. Big rebates and tempting incentives are now on offer, designed to clear out those extra vehicles. Plus, Toyota's hit the brakes on production for several models, scaling back operations at plants in Japan and North America. For instance, the Kyushu plant, which churns out the RAV4, has dialed back production by 10% to help balance the supply and demand scales. But that's not all. To tackle these challenges head-on, Toyota is diving into advanced analytics and forecasting tools. By leveraging data-driven insights, they're aiming to fine-tune their inventory and production schedules. They need to sort this out right now, because all these inventory and production hiccups have a ripple effect on Toyota's dealer network. Dealerships are struggling with high inventory levels, leading to higher holding costs and the pressure to offer discounts. Toyota isn't leaving them hanging. There's been a concerted effort to support dealers through marketing boosts and financial incentives to help manage the overflow. Their profit margins? A mixed bag of resilience and hurdles. So how's it looking exactly? Well, for the fiscal year 2024, Toyota reported a profit margin of around 6.8%. Now, if you're keeping score, that's a slight dip from last year's. The culprits? Rising production costs and a hefty investment in shiny new technologies, especially electric vehicles. But let's talk about it in detail. The numbers. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, Toyota's ambitious investments, especially in the EV space. They are pouring money into developing electric vehicles and other green tech to ride the wave of a sustainable future. They're even trying to make hydrogen and ammonia-powered engines. But this green revolution isn't cheap. In the first quarter of 2024, Toyota's EV division posted a whopping $1.2 billion loss. Ouch! This red ink stems from the sky-high costs of developing new EV technology and ramping up production. Despite these financial hits, Toyota's playing the long game. They're all in on becoming a leader in the EV market, with plans to sink about $8 billion into EV development and infrastructure over the next 5 years. That's a lot of zeros. This cash will fuel the expansion of EV production facilities, beef up battery technology, and roll out new electric models. Their strategy? A steady climb in EV production is aiming to hit those sweet economies of scale. It's a heavy lift now, but Toyota's execs are betting that these investments will pay off big as the global hunger for electric rides keeps growing. But again, just because they make EVs doesn't mean that they will be profitable. Raw material costs are climbing, and those supply chain snafus, especially the semiconductor shortage, are adding to Toyota's headaches. These issues are jacking up production costs and causing delays. So what's the big picture here? Toyota's 2024 financial performance is like walking a tightrope between keeping the profits rolling in from their tried-and-true models and plowing big bucks into the future of driving. Sure, their current profit margins are feeling the strain from these investments and market rollercoasters, but their game plan focuses on innovation and sustainability. But what exactly is their game plan here? Where does this leave Toyota? The blueprint. Now you might be asking yourself why they want to be in the EV industry so much. That is a valid question, especially because they've always thought that EVs were not the future, but here they are pouring billions. And contrary to what most people speculate, the reason goes beyond just simple government incentives, although that is also attractive. You see, everything ties together right now. They offer you discounts on these new cars packed with the latest features and tech. Then they'll make up for the loss in the due time. Now, the saying is that Toyota cars never break down, but the reality is not that simple. It's easy to get swept away by the shiny bells and whistles, thinking you've snagged a deal, but the real costs might sneak up on you later. Have you ever found yourself dazzled by a car loaded with the latest tech and features, only to be hit with a wave of sticker shock when it comes to repairs? That is what is happening to the people who fell for all the new deals and discounts. Take Toyota's latest innovation, the Arena operating system. Sounds like cutting-edge stuff, right? But here's the twist. Jumping into Toyota's tech world can sometimes feel like getting locked in a high-tech hamster wheel. Once you're in, switching to another brand isn't as straightforward as just swapping cars. Moving your data and getting a new ride to play nice with your old systems can turn into a real labyrinth. It's not just a matter of trading keys. You might be facing a complex maze of data transfers, compatibility issues, and potentially sky-high costs tied to Toyota's exclusive technology. Gone are the days when a dealership visit could solve your problems in a snap. Now for many, the roadblocks to switching brands can feel like an insurmountable obstacle course. This lock-in effect does more than just cozy up Toyota's market position. It makes the competition seem less appealing. It's almost like being glued to one brand, with the friction of leaving making the whole idea seem less tempting. But what about repairs? Well, that's a different ballgame, my friend. Toyota's high-tech gadgets might sound like a dream come true, but they also mean you could face some seriously hefty repair bills. AAA reports that if your ride is decked out with all these tech marvels, you could be staring down an additional $3,000 in repair costs compared to older models. That's a steep climb from the $1,000 or so it used to cost to fix similar issues. What used to be a simple bumper replacement can now morph into a full-blown expensive ordeal. Modern vehicles are packed with specialized sensors and factory-specific parts, which can make even basic repairs a budget-busting experience. For example, swapping out a bumper might now involve recalibrating a bunch of sensors and aligning various systems, turning a straightforward fix into a $4,000 project. It's like trading in your basic toolkit for a high-tech workshop. Fantastic if you're ready to fork out more for those extra features. But you only bought this car because you saw it being sold at a discount. So next time you're eyeing a feature-packed vehicle, remember, those dazzling tech perks might come with hidden costs. It's worth weighing the long-term repair expenses against the initial thrill of high-tech gadgets. After all, a great deal today might turn into an expensive fix tomorrow. But you might be thinking, how will Toyota profit from this? Well, I have two words for you. Proprietary software. Toyota's proprietary software might seem like the ultimate tech upgrade, but it's more than just a shiny add-on. It's a key player in a whole data game that could impact you in ways you might not expect. Toyota's cars are data machines, churning out info about your driving habits, whereabouts, and even your preferences. Toyota's got its hands on all that juicy data, and while it might help them fine-tune their features and tailor marketing just for you, it also raises some serious privacy and security concerns. Not everyone is thrilled about the idea of Toyota having such a tight grip on their personal info. Here is where things get even trickier. That data monopoly might give Toyota a serious leg up in the market. If their tech becomes the new industry standard and competitors lag behind, Toyota could set the bar and their price pretty high. Imagine paying a premium for those cutting-edge features just because Toyota set itself up as the tech gold standard, while other brands are scrambling to catch up. And do you remember what BMW tried to do? If they want, they might just start charging a monthly subscription just for you to use your own car however you want to. And when it comes to car repairs, Toyota's proprietary software creates a bit of a monopoly. They rely on diagnostic tools that are exclusive to their dealerships and service centers. This isn't just a matter of convenience, it's essential for fixing modern vehicles packed with intricate electronics. Independent repair shops? They're often left in the cold, struggling without the specialized tools needed for many repairs. And even if an independent mechanic has the right diagnostic tool, they might still hit a brick wall if they don't have the necessary software keys or permissions. It's like having a fancy toolbox but missing the key to unlock it. Plus, today cars are equipped with telematics systems that monitor everything from performance to overall health. Toyota can use this data to steer you towards their own repair networks, making it a breeze for their dealerships to access the information while leaving independent shops in the dust. Then there's the fine print in your Toyota purchase agreement. By signing on the dotted line, you're agreeing to terms that can restrict what you can do with your car's software, including who's allowed to fix it. Toyota also controls the distribution of parts and repair manuals, making them available only to authorized dealers. This means independent repair shops might struggle to get the parts or detailed instructions they need, leaving them and you out of luck. So while those advanced features might make your ride feel like a tech wonderland, they come with strings attached. People are just realizing this right now, and things are getting a little controversial, to be honest. Have you thought about how so many customers have started complaining about the reliability of their new Toyotas, and Toyota just doesn't seem to care like they used to? Well, some say this is the reason. Now, I'm not gonna lie, Toyota is still one of the best when it comes to reliability, but lately they've been doing the opposite of what they've done for years. And their reputation has taken a huge hit for this reason. But don't just take my word for it. Let me tell you about the issues and the current situation these new shiny cars are in. Current Toyota reliability. You think Toyota's reputation is untouchable? Think again. It all started when the world discovered that Toyota, the darling of the Japanese car market, had been pulling some major shenanigans behind the scenes. This year, the automotive giant found itself deep in scandalous waters for cheating on certification tests across several of its models. The first crack in Toyota's squeaky clean image came when it was revealed that they were using outdated or downright insufficient data for their collision tests. But that wasn't all. They were even fudging the numbers on their engine power figures. Talk about a double whammy. The fallout was swift and harsh, with production halted on some of their most popular models, like the Corolla Fielder, Corolla Axio, and Yaris Cross. But this wasn't Toyota's first rodeo when it came to controversy. Rewind to 2021 when they were slapped with a jaw-dropping $180 million fine for failing to report and fix pollution control defects in their vehicles over a decade-long stretch. Yep, you read that right. Toyota has been systematically ignoring the Clean Air Act. But the drama doesn't stop there, my friends. Toyota also got caught up in a broader safety testing scandal, providing incorrect or manipulated data for safety certification tests. This bombshell didn't just rock Toyota, it sent shockwaves through the entire Japanese automotive industry. Honda and Mazda were caught up in the chaos too, as the whole industry's reputation took a nosedive. You see, when a company with a reputation as pristine as Toyota's gets tangled up in all kinds of shady business, it can really shake consumer confidence to the brand. I mean, how are buyers supposed to trust a brand that's been caught fudging collision test data and engine power figures? That's like finding out your grandma's famous apple pie is actually made with store-bought crust. It just ain't right. So, what does it all mean? Here is where their strategy comes into play a huge role. They're soon going to be making a profit every time your car breaks down, and these new vehicles are fragile. Let's start with the batteries, shall we? They're the heart and soul of any hybrid vehicle, and you'd think a company like Toyota would have this whole thing figured out. But no, they've got some major issues on their hands. Imagine investing in Toyota Hybrid, expecting to coast along on electric power and save a bundle on gas, only to find that the batteries degrade faster than a banana in the sun. Talk about a rude awakening. Not only does this dent your fuel efficiency, but it also puts a serious dent in your wallet when it comes time to replace those pricey battery packs. And the problems don't stop there, my friends. Toyota's hybrid systems have a mind of their own, with software that sometimes decides to throw a full-blown tantrum. You could be cruising along, minding your own business, when suddenly your ride turns into a bucking bronco, jerking and lurching as it switches between electric and gas power. So much for that smooth, seamless hybrid experience, huh? But wait, there's more. Some Toyota hybrids have been plagued by issues with their regenerative braking systems. And let me tell you, that's no laughing matter. Inconsistent braking performance can be downright dangerous, especially when you're trying to come to a stop at a red light. Now, I know this might give them profits and make up their losses, but it will also damage their brand identity. One thing you need to understand is that the damage doesn't stop there. These scandals have the potential to seriously tarnish Toyota's brand reputation, and that's not a small thing. We're talking about a trust erosion that could linger for years, affecting sales and consumer loyalty in ways that goes far beyond the immediate bottom line. It's like a wound that just won't heal, no matter how much the company tries to patch it up. Take the 2010 recalls for instance. When Toyota was hit with that massive recall for quality issues, it sent their US car sales plummeting by a whopping 16% compared to the previous year. Meanwhile, other automakers were seeing their sales figures skyrocket. Ouch, that's gotta sting. The negative publicity surrounding those recalls painted Toyota in a less than flattering light, and even though they've addressed many of these concerns, the lingering effects on market perception are plain as day. So they might never make up for the loss in their discount, or even have a discount, because the way things are going, they're definitely going to be left with no customers. But what do you think? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.